distinguished speaker for today's motivational session, and my dear beloved students of first year undergraduate program. On behalf of the NIT Shilchar fraternity, I take this opportunity to express my sincere welcome to you all to this event of mental well-being under the induction program 2020. In this session, we'll have a talk by a very eminent psychiatrist, Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh, who is an assistant professor of psychiatry at Shilchar Medical College. The need for mental well-being is mentioned by World Health Organization, and if I could quote, it states that mental health is essential to our overall well-being and is very important as physical health. When we feel mentally well, we can work productively, enjoy our free time, and contribute actively to our communities. With these positive words, I'd like to request our Honorable Director, sir, for his welcome address in today's session.
Yeah, good evening, my dear students. I, Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh, our psychiatrist friend from Shilchar Medical College, our colleagues, NIT Shilchar, and those students who could not make it joining in today's program, and for whom we will be recording the whole thing also parallelly to the YouTube channel. Now, at the very first outset, I will set the stage for today's motivational talk. It is a specialist talk, but at the same time, say at the very beginning, those of you joined during the 16 to 21 period, we made an experiment. For the induction program, there are several activities. Some are technical, some are physical, and some are cultural activities as well. We opened all of them for all the students. We tried to see how the students are basically reacting or responding to that. One thing we understood, that these online orientation or induction program we have not done before. So how the thing will have to be done. So there are some new events, the new ways of doing it, and at the same time, okay, students, you please mute yourself. So make it a practice. Okay.
Yes.
And so that when it was 100% filled up, then we understood that really the students, all my young first year students, they were in a pressurized mood, the mindset. And when the chance came for them to open up, they basically responded. And it was not a coordinated kind. Each and every student, whatever, say they were spread across the different parts of the country, and they responded in the same manner. Then we had to be in the front again. We restricted again. We sent email to all of you, those who responded in the first phase. Then we had to restrict it. Say besides the compulsory events, you'll have to restrict it within 4 events basically, because for a person, for any student, any person, it is not possible to get say active in all these events with the same amount of activation my energy. Now, during this period, I was looking into, that is starting from the 23rd of November, that is in the last 7-8 days. Say I was looking into the different activities done by you, and the pencil sketch, or whether it is the basic photographs of the dance posters that you have taken, or the debates that you are doing. So the kind of expertise or the kind of involvement that was coming through. So it basically shows that the stage is now set for you. The NIT Shilchar has opened up the perfect, is going to open up the perfect environment where, in addition to your curricular activities, obviously when you are in an academic institution, you'll have to do your study, and there is no doubt about it. But at the same time, say you need other kinds of activities as well. And we do not call them anymore as an extracurricular activities. These are co-curricular activities basically. So whether it is the physical activities, sports, and unfortunately in the online mode, we cannot have that football, cricket and other outdoor games. So we had to resort only to the yoga thing as a physical exercise. But otherwise, all other kinds of technical tasks, then the cultural activities, we have made it uh, widespread among all of you so that you can be really prepared, because we know that in the last 5-6 months, the situation was not really good for you, and you along with your parents, near and dear ones, and your classmates who are say in the phone communication with you, but you are not able to meet them. So there are a lot of uncertainties, and you sometimes we feel that is you are actually fortunate enough to go through such kind of an uncertain future, and then when you succeeded, and that success level for the not only for all of you those who are present today, not only for all of them who have been able to join NIT Silchar or at other NITs, other institutes, even for those students who have made it to the different institutions for their further study. So it is a huge win over the corona pandemic. So the basic support that you got, basically, that is you felt nervous, you felt tensed when you thought that you are alone. But when that message, you could perceive that you are not alone in this period of crisis. So then your success story actually began. Thing happened in the institutions also. That is, whenever we work together, we always felt that we have the courage to go to the next level to overcome the pandemic situation. Now, coming to this mental well-being kind of situation, that is, why do we require and when do we require it? Say, for example, the physical health. Say, whenever we feel ill, we go to the doctor, take medicines, take the advice and follow it. But when we are not ill in that sense, so we follow some regular exercise kind of thing, whether it is a free hand exercise or it is a yoga or it is a physical event, that is athletics or football, cricket, etc. So you need doctors for your physical health whenever you are in trouble, but you need advice from the doctors also to see that is when you are not in a disturbing situation, but you also your body can cope up with that. Similar is the situation for mental health also. And in the mental health, the issue is mental health actually keeps your physical health up to the attained level. And mental health is not something that whenever you feel depressed or tensed, you need to follow the services of a psychiatric. Even if that is whenever you are in so-called in a normal mood. So there are some similar to the physical exercises, similar to the yoga, meditation, and etc. You need practices to see that your mental health, you always feel upbeat, always feel positive about the thing. And if you look into the activities of the NIT Silchar as an institute also, during this pandemic period, most of our achievements actually came during this period. It is because what we were doing in the past, that was with us, and during this period, because we were confident that we'll have to continue with our work, because we cannot allow the corona pandemic to win over the civilization. So ultimately, we were practicing the mental exercise, and together along with you, we do believe that we will succeed. And finally, before say handing over it to you, to Dr. Arif, say what we feel that being an engineer, say, is rather easier rather than being a psychiatric or psychology person, because the human mind is the most complicated thing of all. And if the human mind can be kept in its, say, the normal level, then obviously the other attainments will become easier. So today, in today's evening, so Dr. Ghosh obviously will be sharing his experiences. But one message from all of us: never feel that you are alone. Never feel that whatever problems you are facing are alone. We are really missing you in our campus, and we are, because without students, the faculty members and staff members, so it is basically a big void for us. Captain without the army, that is the situation for all of us. So we do believe that very soon the situation will be overcome, and we'll be able to meet personally again. Thank you. So Arif, please, next part.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful and motivational beginning of this wonderful session. What we are expecting, health is about more than what we are eating. It is what you are thinking, saying, and believing. And mental health is integral to living a healthy and a balanced life. Our mental health encompasses our physiological, our emotional, and social well-being. This means it impacts how we feel, and it also helps us in creating decision-making ability. Right? How I cope with the stress and how we are relating, to the situation. And to do this, NIT Silchar has already initiated the mental health well-being committee from the month of April, and today we are having one of the expert with us, who will be delivering sharing his experience and interacting with you regarding the mental health well-being issues. So it is our immense pleasure to have amongst us a known psychiatrist and a counselor, Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh, who is presently serving as assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry at Silchar Medical College since 2011. He is a well-known researcher in the field of psychiatry and published more than 30 research articles in reputed international and national journals. He has also published 5 books in this field. Dr. Ghosh delivered various lectures in scientific as well as in social communities for awareness on mental health and mental well-being. Dr. Ghosh is also a proud recipient of different achievements and awards in the field of psychiatry. It is indeed a great honor to have Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh among us today as an invited speaker for the event. And on behalf of the Institute, we express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Ghosh for accepting our request to deliver a talk and interacting with our first-year undergraduate students under the induction program 2020. I request Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh to start his session.
Thanks, Dr. Arif. I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are absolutely audible. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's really indeed a pleasure to talk to the young talents coming from all over the country. I'm actually grateful to NIT Silchar. My sincere regards to Director Professor Shivaji Bandyopadhyay sir, all the esteemed faculties of NIT Silchar, and all the young talents, super minds coming this beautiful place called Barak Valley. I welcome you all, friends. And this type of program has already been initiated by Medical Council of India also, where actually directors talking about extracurricular and co-curricular. Nowadays, we call them soft skills. How you behave, what is your body language, how you interact with others, interpersonal skills, your communication skills, your social skills, your coping skills. These are actually day by day getting included in the curriculum. And without these, actually, we cannot become a successful person. I was fortunate to deliver 2 lectures for young MBBS students who got admitted last year before this pandemic. And I talked on 2 very interesting subjects. One was the history of Barak Valley, and other was almost similar. Today's topic was positive attitude. So, friends, we all are passing through a very crucial phase in the actually all over the world. We have never seen in our lifetime. Last pandemic was 100 years back, that is Spanish flu. So I hope in our lifetime we will not see another such crisis. So actually, when we are faced with crisis, we get the chance to develop new skills, and this quality is called resilience. I'll come to the topic, but first let me talk about health. Lots of discussion going on regarding mental health. I'm very happy because mental health has been a taboo very recently also with the activities of the NGOs, with the activities of our honorable courts, media, and the Indian Psychiatric Society and other professional bodies. This stigma regarding mental illness is getting reduced. But still, I will say there are lots of discrimination, lots of stigma and myths regarding mental illness. So, what is health? Our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, once told that it is the health that is the real wealth. It is the health that is the real wealth, and not some pieces of gold and silver. So, friends, if our health is not well, if we are not healthy, how many crores of rupees you might have in your account, or how many Rolls Royces you might have in your garage, but that will not make you happy. So, for happiness, you need to be mentally fit and at the same time physically fit too. WHO, the World Health Organization, has defined health as a state of complete mental, physical, and social well being. So there are three dimensions. If I can add to that, I must say that there is the fourth dimension is the spiritual dimension. Why I say spiritual dimension? Why spiritual dimension is important in health other than the physical dimension, psychological dimension, social dimension is that our spiritual inclination or our spiritual knowledge or our spiritual thinking actually helps us when we are faced with some kind of crisis. And mind you, spirituality is not synonymous with religiosity. Religion is something maintaining some rituals, maintaining some behaviors, or some follow some guidelines. But spirituality is the continuous quest to know yourself, the continuous quest to know why you are here, what is the meaning of your existence. So, the Indian philosophy or Indian spirituality is very unique in the sense that it always thinks of ultimate, the what we call in Sanskrit, the moksha, the ultimate. You get liberated from this cycle of birth and rebirth, and you reach a stage where you are no longer born again in this world. So, friends, coming back to our today's topic of positive attitude, why positive attitude is important? You can see that for last about 10 to 11 months, we are not able to maintain our normal routine. We are not able to meet our friends. We are not able to attend any function. You are not able to attend to your classes, physical classes. I have my daughter studying in a boarding school. For last 9 months, she is staying with us, not able to attend her physical classes, whereas she appeared for her board on March 2021. So she has to go for all these online classes. But these again have some limitations. So when we are faced with such an unprecedented event we have never seen or heard before, then we must be positive. And if we are not positive, we will allow this coronavirus to rule over us. So positive thinking or positive attitude is very important always, and more so in the present pandemic situation. When I say positive, I mean the ability to look at the things, the better aspect of the things, positive aspect of the things. For example, because of this pandemic, I have learned what is WebEx. Frankly speaking, I never knew what is Web, what is Team. So this is, I think that this is a positive side. Then the attitude, my behavior, my intentions will change. Now, always remember that whatever question friends you have, please keep on typing on the chat box, or you can ask me later on once I finish. Always remember that there are always two aspects of a thing. There is day and there is night. There is hot and there is cold temperatures or climates. So it is up to us whether we want to be positive or we want to remain negative. It's something mentally how we will take it. Now we should always have an attitude of I can do it. Like your director sir has also said, the campus without students is like an army, is a captain without an army. Similarly, my daughter's principal, he was also telling me that without the students, the campus looks like very, very lifeless. So we all are expecting you very soon to join us physically. But till then, you should remember that you can do it and we will do it. So when you say you can do it, remember you should not expect that you will do everything at a time. Do not think about building a tall wall. Do not think that I will build a very tall, big, strong wall. What you should do is you should put the first brick very nicely. And after some time, you will never know that you will make a very strong wall. So do it one by one. Don't think about what will happen in my semester exam. Think about how to earn my hostel. That is the first step. Another point, you can do it, but it may be so that you may not be the best at everything, but accept it. But still, you should have the attitude that I can do it. Maybe I am not the master of everything. Now, I would like to share some of my slides with you on positive attitude. I will also discuss, although you may feel like that a psychiatrist talking to an future engineer, what is the link or where is the link? Friends, the huge link, huge areas are there. I was asked to talk on cyber psychology for a national conference, and I was preparing my slides few days back, and you will not believe me, there are so many common grounds I could find, and I will share with you what are the common grounds. For example, I think some of you might have heard about artificial intelligence, virtual reality, computational behavior, computer learning, and so many new jargons have been included in our dictionary. So, what is virtual reality? Virtual reality is produced as if the person is in a situation, imaginary situation, with computer mounted glass, some sensory feedbacks, and all other things. So, what is the benefit of this technology in COVID-19, or what is the benefit of this technology? Benefit is that suppose you are getting bored because of this lockdown and other quarantine and all this, you are not able to do some exercise. But if you can produce or if you can recreate a virtual experience, virtual reality experience with some video games which are called XR games, then you can connect with others or you can do your games as if you are in the gym. So there are so many common grounds of technology. I say positive technology because if you are only doing Facebook and WhatsApp in your mobile, Snap or some sort of LinkedIn or Instagram with your smartphones, then you are not doing good for your eyes or your brain or your health. But if you are doing some networking, if you are taking some online class, or if you are doing some we have some apps in the smartphones nowadays. These are called medical apps or mental health apps. You can do some jogging. You can track how many calories you have burned, or you can do some consultation with your psychiatrist who is sitting at Chandigarh or in Chennai, and you can talk about. Suppose you are feeling very suicidal, you are feeling very low at night. There are some apps which can alert you or alert your caregivers or your friends or your family members that you are feeling very depressed. So there are so many areas where technology can work very symbiotically for delivering better mental health to all of us. So I'd like to share some of my slides.
Yes, sir.
So
Slide is
is it
about to
visible?
come. Yes, sir. Visible. Slide is visible.
Okay.
So go to the presentation mode, sir.
Yeah.
Slide show.
Slide छोटा कर देगा.
Here at the bottom, na? Press F5, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is it now in the presentation mode?
No, from the beginning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it okay now? Yeah.
Yes, it is about to come. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Okay. Okay. So what is attitude? In the Oxford Dictionary, it is the way we behave towards somebody or we behave in certain situation, how we react in certain situation, how we feel, that is called attitude. Attitude was taken from a Latin word which is called attitudine. The meaning was disposition or posture. That means originally the term was used to depict the position or the posture in a painting, but later generalized to the posture of the body supposed to imply some mental state. So if I meet you somewhere and I extend my hand, that is my attitude. I am showing a friendly attitude. That is my posture plus my mental state. Attitude is the way we present ourselves in a particular situation. And positive attitude is defined as a tendency to expect the best possible outcome or dwell on the most hopeful aspects of a situation. That is, in a very simple term, somebody having positive attitude means somebody who is optimistic. We call that someone has invented the aeroplane, and the person has also another person has also invented the parachute, because in all situations you must see the good thing, not the darker or the negative aspect. So what you can see here is an iceberg. In all the icebergs, you do not see the entire iceberg. You see only the tip of the iceberg. Majority of the iceberg remains hidden under the sea water. The same principle applies to our human mind. What you see in our behavior is actually 10% of our mind. The legendary psychiatrist Sigmund Freud, most of you have heard about him. He has actually talked about this iceberg theory, and he has divided human mind into conscious, pre-conscious, and the unconscious. I do, what I say, what I wear is my conscious mind. And what I do not know, maybe I hate you, but I do not know in conscious mind, is my unconscious mind. And in between these two is the pre-conscious or the subconscious. So in human behavior or human mind, what we do or we say is actually the external 10%. And that external 10% is actually governed by the internal or the unseen, which is again governed by our upbringing, our value system, our beliefs, our ethics, our judgment, and our standard. Suppose if three persons walking on a street sees a envelope lying on the road, the three will not behave similarly. One might pick it up, one might say, don't touch it, you might invite some trouble, and one might say, pick it up and destroy it. So the behavior is governed by the value system or our ethics. Why I am talking about positive attitude? Because most of the successful people, they have a positive attitude, and they always focus on the good things, and they have happy thoughts. Their disposition, they are always cheerful. They will always welcome you with a smile, and they will try to help you. These people actually are the successful people in life. Positive attitude and positive thinking. Positive attitude helps us. I have told you earlier that we are all going through a very difficult situation. With this difficult situation depends on his attitude and his coping skill. So it depends on how you think about it, how you perceive it. So if you are a positive person, you will take it positively, and it makes it easier to avoid negative thoughts and negative outcomes. So positive thinking, positive attitude will always give positive result. Why I am talking about positive thinking? Because W National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience, Bangalore, they have separately done studies on the psychological consequences of COVID-19 pandemic, and the data is very shocking. About 57% persons have responded that they are suffering from anxiety, worry, loneliness, isolation, depression, and thought of suicide. So, friends, this COVID-19 pandemic is not only a disease of the lungs. This pandemic, along with various government restrictions, is creating havoc in the mental well-being of our fellow countrymen. So we must have those positive qualities to bounce back in the face of this adversity. So what you see in this picture, some will say, I see lots of stones, but another person with a positive attitude, he will say that I can see a sort of a bridge. I can cross this river jumping on the stones. So these are not barriers for him. These are actually an opportunity for him. So this is the difference, friends, between having a positive attitude and a negative attitude. Here again, a very famous example, the glass is half full or half empty. I will say it is half full. Obviously, a positive person. So it all depends how you perceive it. An optimistic attitude, if I am positive, if I am having positive energy, then people will get attracted to me. And I will be a person who will be liked by others. And my worries will be less. I will not feel isolated. So there are chances that I make friends and I will have a very good network. And this network is very important in times like this pandemic. If I am staying in Bangalore, my elderly parents are staying in Silchar. I have good network. I can ask my friend, please buy medicines for them. They are staying alone. In this lockdown time, they cannot go out. So this is the value of the network. This is the value of positive attitude. So it is up to you what you choose. A negative person will say that it's not possible, it can never be done. But a positive person will say, yes, it can be done. Let us try it. So the decision is ours. Friends, let me quote some quotes on positive attitude. Positive attitude is actually the seed. It is the seed that will ultimately give you positive result. If you can't change a situation, please do not complain that I am not getting food in the COVID care center. Food is not like my home. I am not getting chicken. It will help you anyway because resources are limited. So you'll have to adjust it. You will have to change your attitude. Don't be demanding. Maybe you will have to get satisfied with dal bhat or maybe with some pickles and sabji and all. So as per the situation, you will have to change yourself. Then only you will be happy and successful. And remember, friend, happiness is something that has to be created. You cannot buy happiness from any shop. And at the same time, if you want to be really happy, then nobody can stop you from becoming happy except God. Another famous quote, I will say that a man who is content, the man who has self-esteem and confidence in himself, will always gain the confidence of his fellow friends, of his students, of his colleagues. If you yourself are not confident, then how you expect that your friends will have respect for you, or they will have some confidence that you can lead them? If I am the principal, if I am the superintendent, if I am the director, or if I am a captain of my class, if I do not have the confidence in myself, how I can inspire others? So friends, you can go up to that level where you think you can go. If you think that I will do BTech, then I will do MTech, I will do PhD, and if you really do some hard work for it, you will definitely go to that level. If you are having a positive behavior, as I have already said, you will influence the environment. By environment, I mean your friends, your family member, your colleagues, your students. So what you should do, always smile, always greet somebody. You should not think about some past uh, that somebody has done to you, you got hurt. You do not hang on to that. Just forgive, forgive and forget. You should be empathic. That what is empathy? Empathy and sympathy is not same. Empathy is the ability to think from others' perspective. Suppose I am a invited speaker today and you are a listener. That does not mean that I will keep on thinking for 3 hours. I must have the empathy to understand that you have some other works too. Similarly, if I am a teacher, I should understand the student have got other works to do. That is empathy. So you should practice empathy. And you should not be too critical. Always do not criticize. Try to give some positive feedback, or at least support that person. Do not always criticize. So how to be happy, or how to have a positive attitude in life? Step 1. I have told you earlier also, whether you want to be happy or not, it is absolutely your choice. Nobody is going to give you 5 kilogram of happiness or 10 of happiness. It is not a commodity. So it is up to you to choose. Yes, I will remain happy. My classes will start, but I will be happy. When I will go to any Silchar also, then also I will be happy. Your happiness should not depend on some incentive. Only when I will get 85% mark, I will be happy. No, that happiness is relative. Stop pointing fingers, stop blaming others, stop criticizing others. That will make you happy. You should be happy regardless of what is happening around us. Only then you will have control on your happiness, and no one can take that happiness from you. This is very important, friend. If you think that I have a girlfriend, if whenever I will have a girlfriend, I will be happy. Or the reverse thing, my friend or my boyfriend has left you, so I should not be happy. So what you are doing is, you are giving your happiness to someone else. That your happiness is dependent on external factors. You are losing your internal control. That is very weak decision, wrong decision. Your happiness should be determined by you. I hope I can make you understand this thing, because in last few years I have seen lots of adolescents, lots of even NIT students coming with lots of relationship problems and feeling depressed, even thinking of leaving their studies and all. Many students I have seen with deliberate self-harm, cutting their superficial cuts on their wrist and all these things. We should discuss them openly. It's not a matter of taboo. If you are feeling very awkward or if you are feeling very low, you should openly talk about your mental state. Help is always there. We are there in Silchar Medical College, only 2 kilometers distance. So discuss about your mental state. Don't hide it. Don't feel ashamed of your depression or your sadness. The second is read your life of negativity. If you think that this person always makes some rumors, talks always negative of others, leave, just avoid that person. Or some friend always hurts you, always talks about your weakness, about your poor decisions, your poor marks in the exam, tries to make fun of you, just avoid him. No need to quarrel. And you should at the same time examine while you go to bed, you think how I have behaved. These were my not good behavior, these were my good behavior. So you learn to focus on your positive things and remove negative behavior and negative attitude from your life. So number one is I have already discussed. Number two is get rid of negativity. Number three is look for the positive in life. See, this apple is what you will say, this is half rotten, but still the other side you can eat. Situation is bad. COVID-19 has taken lives of crores of people, but still you are alive. So think about that. Pray to God that God, it's your greatness that we are still alive. You follow the safety measures, wear mask, sanitize your hand, and think always about the good things, because there is nothing in this world which does not have both the aspect, good and bad. Let me talk about something about drugs or substance, although not related directly. But if something is taken in moderate amount, like cannabis, or somebody call it marijuana, it is even given license in some states in the United States of America for treatment of severe pain, pain of cancer, pain of malignancy, terminal illness. It is also used for appetite stimulant in patients suffering from anorexia. But that does not mean that you will take it in your hostel room, because you will take it in your hostel room as a recreational drug. It should not be taken as a recreational drug. So everything has a positive and negative side. And the fourth one is the reinforce your positivity. How you reinforce? Reinforce means nothing but practice. Practice greeting others, helping your neighbor, helping the elderly, smiling to your friends, supporting their hardship, support them in their difficult times. This is nothing but a cycle of reinforcement. If you keep on doing it regularly, it will become your habit. And the last and the fifth one is share happiness with others. If you are positive, then share your positive, your broadness. You share your warmth. You share your thoughts, how to help others. Be nice to others. Suppose a elderly lady staying in your apartment, she is carrying a bag, heavy weight. You help her, and you do not know that very small gesture of yours will give you a lot of return in life. So these small things, I might sound crazy to you. You are all 19, 20 years uh, with lots of energy. You might think that why should I help a grandmother? Why her son or her grandson can't help her? No, this will give you immense pleasure, immense happiness, and that will build your positivity. You try it, and then you tell me. You share your positive wealth of energy, and then your life will shine. Friends, I will share a small video with you. Is it audible?
No, sir, no.
Sound is not there?
Yes, sir.
I've given full sound.
No, but since it is embedded in the PPT, na, sir, it will not come there.
Okay.
If you have separate video, you can do it.
It is almost everything is written there.
Okay.
What is the main thing, main message in this video is positive intentions actually build your positivity. So what I was actually talking about, positive interactions means when you meet your friend, do not discuss about his negative aspect, discuss about strength, have a healthy chat, pat him for his success, talk about his strengths, give assurance that I'll be there for you. So these things actually are called positive interactions, and these positive interactions actually increase your positivity and make you a positive person. These positive interactions is the way to success and happiness. A positive person is a person who sees the invisible, who feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. So always think out of the box. That is the bottom line. If you think out of the box, then only you will gradually you will be a person who can think beyond what is visible, who can reach others think that it was impossible. So these things I have already discussed. What you want to be, a positive person or a negative person, is up to you. But why positive attitude is important? It is important because if you are mainly positive, you will always be focused on good things. Otherwise, you will be focusing mainly on the negative outcome. So always start the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, and end the day with love. Positive person is more successful. He does multiple tasks, and most of the tasks he does very nicely and easily. He is more happy. He has got more energy. It is more likely that he will be a leader because he can attract others, because he has got more confidence. He can inspire others, motivate others. He can think beyond what is visible, and people respect him. He has got a lot of friends, so he has got very few difficulties in life. Most of his difficulties are taken care by his friends, his network, his smile, his empathy. All these qualities help him in time of crisis like COVID-19. So you'll have to how to change. First is what one of the speaker was talking about is mental health is important because of our thoughts and our judgment. I must tell you, friends, what we call them, these are called higher cognitive function or executive function. In this executive function, the most important is decision making, problem solving, strategy making, abstract thinking, judgment, reasoning, and many other things. These are all the qualities which make us human. So if we have an apple 9 feet away from us and we have got two sticks, one is 3 feet close to us and another stick is 9 feet away from us. What we'll do is we'll bring the larger, longer stick with the shorter stick, and with the longer stick, we'll bring the apple. And this is called divergent thinking. Divergent thinking is the nucleus for any innovation. The way we think about the possible alternatives, how to reach the goal, this is called divergent thinking. So this divergent thinking and all these other faculties, these are actually very unique to human, but it has been found in some animals also recently, in chimpanzees and others. But this thinking, you have to first decide, you should think that yes, from tomorrow I will not worry about not having physical class. I will first start about my day smiling, do some exercise, network with other students of NIT Silchar, and as soon as possible will reach NIT Silchar hostel. So this thinking is very important. Then this thinking will influence your behavior, and your behavior, good behaviors, I have told you, will ultimately reinforce your attitude. So how to change your attitude? It will change from inside out. I cannot instill positive attitude inside you. I can only give you some counseling. You will have to take the decision, because you will accept the life as it is. You can't say it was a fate that I got selected in NIT Silchar and now it is lockdown, no physics. You can't say like that. You will have to be responsible. Yes, I have taken the right decision. I'll go NIT Silchar and I'll pursue my degree whenever possible, the first day the hostel opens. And how to change your thinking? You'll have to change your thinking by reasonably thinking and logically thinking and rationally thinking. You must be rational and logical. You can't think that I should be there in the hostel, let there be corona pandemic. No, you cannot be so irresponsible. Government has to declare that it is safe now, then only you can shift. So this is the logical thinking. But at the same time, you should observe your thinking. Are you very critical of others? Are you jealous of others? Do you always feel inferior? If you think that these negative thoughts are very prominent in your day-to-day life, then you write them down, and while going to bed, you should make a promise, from tomorrow, one by one, I will erase them. I'll not be like, okay, he has hurt me. I'll forgive him. I'll not talk to him. I'll avoid him. And you should always think about what you are talking. Because if you talk positive, people will get attracted to you. If you always talk very, like you sound very negative, very helpless, very hopeless, then people will avoid you. So friends, this is how a behavior is actually uh, shaped. There are two examples. One is a reactive and one is a responsible person. Government has declared lockdown. A reactive person will immediately start panic. What will happen? There will be no food, there will be no medicine. the responsible person will think, okay, government has declared lockdown, but there are some relaxation. Medicine shops will be open. So this is a responsible thinking and rational thinking. Don't have a knee-jerk reaction. You have heard something, immediately do not go to a conclusion. Think about the possible alternatives. The choice is yours. If you start your day with a bad attitude, it is very unlikely you will have a good day. But if you start your day with a positive attitude, it is very likely that you will end your day in a positive note. I will end my talk with another video of a person who was born without any arms. Some of you might have heard about him. He is a very successful person, and he is a very good motivational speaker who is very highly sought after speaker. His name is Nick. I am trying to play the video for you. He was born with no arms, no legs. He was frequently bullied, and he attempted suicide because he could not take it. But he did not give up at the end. And he has got a good companion, caring companion. He thought that he will be a burden always because he would not think that he will get a job. He was blaming his fate, why he was so abnormal, or he was having so much of handicap. So the choice is he has to take a decision. You will have to bounce back. So he is playing golf. So what is the difference, friend, in successful men and others is not the lack of opportunities or lack of knowledge. Rather, it is the lack of will. It is the lack of self-esteem. Believe on yourself and keep trying. No matter how many times you fall. So he is now married with 2 children. He is a sought after speaker and a very successful man. Don't let your circumstances dictate how you should enjoy your life. So 3rd December is the World Disability Day, and we'll be observing the success of people in various fields with limitations. And nowadays we do not call them disabled, we call them differently abled. So friends, these were some inspirational videos. I think it will help you in coping with this very difficult situation we are all passing through. Be positive, exercise regularly, drink adequate amount of water, sleep adequate hours, at least 6 to 7 hours, and eat healthy, and not allow your mind get piled up with negative emotions, negative thoughts, and negative energies, because mind actually controls our behavior. Our mind is positive, our behavior will be positive, and our life will be successful. With these words, I again thank the director sir of NIT Silchar and Mr. Pranjit Burman, actually, who has started Liaso with me, and Mr. Bipul Das, who actually helped me with the I've done once earlier. Comfortable with other platforms. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ghosh, for such a wonderful session. From the core of our heart, we would like to thank you for such a valuable talk and your time, and for creating awareness regarding the mental health and mental well-being among our newly admitted first-year students of the Institute. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you. I would like to request our Honorable Director, sir, for his concluding remark for today's session.
Yeah, good evening, my dear students, and very good evening to Dr. Ghosh also for the positive attitude that has spread across the WebEx link to the minds of the students, and I think through them, to the parents and the near and dear ones in their household who are listening to this talk in the for the last 1 hour. So a final message to the students, and in fact to all of us, is that be positive and always think that you are never alone in this world. What problems you are facing, if it is say the corona pandemic, you can very well identify that the people across the globe, they are facing the same problem. And in many cases, you are better placed than them. And social distancing does not mean that you will have to be away from the others. So obviously, in this period, you need to be always online, but that does not mean that you will be remaining confined within yourselves. So try to share your feelings, your emotions, and so you only can change the world. That is the main message I think that Dr. Ghosh has tried to share with all of you. And when the opportunity will be coming, you'll be coming to NIT Silchar campus again, and you'll be finding the sense, the feeling of positivity, the positive attitude that is there in each and every bit of activities that we pursue at NIT Silchar. And the different videos that we have put in our YouTube, the starting from the convocation and other programs, you can very well identify that we have tried to share a glimpse of this positive attitude to all of you, and through you to your parents, to your near and dear ones, so all of them can feel that you are going to be, or you are placed in a very positive atmosphere. So with these wishes, I thank again to Dr. Ghosh, and I wish that in the coming future days also, so we'll be having a lot of interactions, a lot of collaborations also with him. Thank
you, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
thank you, sir.
there is one question from student Arnesh Prasad.
Yeah.
So I always heard that prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Could you give an insight into what's the worst? Don't you think the positive attitude can obstruct backup plans?
Sir, actually, could not get your first part.
So you can see the chat, sir.
Yes. Someone has asked a question like, I have always heard that prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So his question is, could you give an insight into what is the verge? Don't you think
No, actually,
that attitude can obstruct the backup plans?
no, that is not true. He is a positive person because he is hoping for the best. He is not a negative person. A negative person will say that we all will die in COVID-19 pandemic. Please listen me. Please. A positive person say that we all will be in COVID-19 pandemic provided we maintain all the safety measures. But yes, we must know the number of the ambulance driver to take my elderly parents if he or she turns out to be COVID positive. If I say that I will not become COVID positive at any point of time, I am neither having positive attitude, not having negative attitude, I am ignorant. A positive attitude has got solutions for all situations, or at try to have some solution for all situations. How you look at it? In COVID-19 pandemic, if possible, stay oxygen cylinder at your home. That's not a negative attitude. That's a positive attitude. He is keeping alternates because he knows that the respiratory problem is the main problem in COVID-19. So he is preparing for the worst, but he is hoping for the best because he is positive.
Yes. I mean, yes, the preparedness is within our hand. The hope is an uncertain thing, and so we have to prepare for the uncertainty. Yeah, thank you. There are many. There are a few more questions, and the most important part is some of the questions are answered by some of the students in the chat box itself. So, yes. So another question which we got is, what is the difference between soul and spirit? Anurag Devnath has asked this. Arunesh Prasad have asked it. What is the difference between soul and spirit?
Spirit is something which is
Anurag Devnath.
okay.
Yeah.
Spirit is, in what I understand as a psychiatrist, is your internal drive. He is a highly motivated, highly spirited person. But if you're thinking that I will talk about something ghost or something, it is beyond the scope of today's lecture, or it is beyond the scope of psychiatry. Or if you are talking about Planchet or something like that, parapsychology, then I am not going to discuss parapsychology tonight. A spirit, I understand, is a level of energy, the internal drive you have. And the soul is something that what we call is our mind, or we call it our internal sense of being. That is what his soul is. Don't hurt the soul. He was a kind soul. That is how we say. And the spirit is the internal drive or your motivation level.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Some student have pointed out that during this period, they could. He suggested to read Bhagavad Gita. So, I mean, any book of this kind can be a good companion during this period. Another
Yes,
question. Yes. Yes, sir.
yes, definitely. I have to know that spirituality is not akin to religiosity, because spirituality is a very broad term, and the Hindu or Indian civilization has shown that our thinking is in the terms of spirituality or philosophy is very different from Western concept of religion. Because in the Indian concept, we do not have a single god or a single book or a single place of worship. In the Indian subcontinent, the definition of religion is righteousness, dharma. Dharma means righteousness. So the spiritual bent of mind actually strengthens us, gives us lot of confidence, because we are, when we are spiritually inclined or we are spiritually enriched, then we understand the temporary nature of this life. I am having 5 flats, one in Guwahati, one in Dibrugarh, one in Delhi, Bengal. These are all earthy things, earthy elements. These are very temporary. Somebody who is having a knowledge of Bhagavad Gita or the teaching of Upanishad, other things, they understand, they try to understand Brahma, the ultimate self, ultimate truth, Brahma and Param Brahma. So this cycle of birth and rebirth and ultimate blissfulness and the moksha, these are the dimension actually. I'm very happy that someone has raised the topic. Actually, when you are in sort of a situation of despair, when you are a situation of hopelessness, then only the spiritual bent of mind, the spiritual help should be needed. We should read more about those spiritual teachings.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for such a wonderful interpretation of against this question. Uh, uh, so I think we can now end
Though,
up.
who asked that question regarding
Acha,
Bhagavad
this
Gita?
question was asked by this student is Anurag Devnath, I think. Yeah, he has written about to read Bhagavad Gita, which contains
Okay,
answers to many questions in life.
okay. Please,
Right.
please ask to read Radhakrishnan, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan books. Please ask
Yeah,
him to go through Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. And if he is interested, give him my mobile number or mail ID. We can
sure.
interact on spirituality.
We have a part in the induction program of this book reading book review. So we
Okay.
can suggest those faculty members in the committee to identify a few books, and they can take some suggestion from you as well.
I will send the names of the books.
Yes. So with this and with the permission from our honorable director, we are concluding today's session. And on our behalf of mental well-being activity group, we must thank our honorable director, sir, for taking up this initiative. And he's actually very caring about all the first year students because they are not able to present in the campus. So virtually he is taking almost all possible efforts he can do to take the mental well-being of our students to a good level. And we also would like to thank on this occasion the mental Health Wellbeing Committee of NIT Silchar, which certainly includes Dr. Pranjit Bormon. Special thanks to Dr. Bipul and Dr. Alpha Bishoyi, along with our technical coordinator, Dr. Noresh Babu. We sometimes missed him to thank his contribution. Sometimes these technical issues are not solved. So thank you all the team members. Thank you all the faculty members for being present. And we heartfelt thanks to our resource person, Dr. Prosenjit Ghosh. We'll be looking forward to such session in future. Our students will be looking forward to interact with you regarding their mental well-being. And finally, I would like to thank all the students for their patience presence. Hope this wonderful session will benefit you for a good mental well-being. With this, we'll be meeting again in some different program with some expert. Again, till then, good night and take care.
Thank you. Good night to all of you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.